Hi everyone. Do you remember I said to you months ago, I had bought the LYDIA MILLEN bag from Fairfax Favour, and I spoke about the bag at the time, and I was saying, I think I spoke about it back in November, and at the time it was sold out and you could put in an order for it to turn up in March. And I was like, I really wanted the bag, but I didn't know whether I wanted to get it in tan or whether I wanted to get it in the burgundy, because I knew I wanted the smaller size. Well, I placed the order. Look how it's turned up, wrapped up. Look at this. It's got Lydia's name written on the tissue paper here. Looks like it's on the box as well. So I'm going to unbox it with you. This is a first impression. I have not opened this box. This bag has been with me a week and I've been desperate to open it, but I wanted to do this video with you before I did it. So what I thought we'd talk about, besides this bag and a bit of a review and what do I think about it, first impressions, let's talk about lots of creators selling their designer bags, and I am one of them. I know Lydia sold a lot of her bags, I think it was last year, but I'm also someone who sold a lot of my designer bags, and I thought we could unpack and talk about that, like why potentially, I can tell you why I'm doing it, but potentially making assumptions or guessing why other people might be doing it, and probably for very similar reasons to why I'm doing it actually. But anyway, let's get on to unboxing this bag. Let's do it. Look at the packaging on the inside as well. It's like toile de joie, which is really nice. Okay, so it's not very heavy. It's quite light. Here we have the box. Okay, let's do it. It's almost too nice to unwrap, you know? Okay, so we've got the box here, and then how does it look on the inside? Even Louis is here looking. Oh wow, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Look at this. I don't know why I thought it was going to be bigger than this. It smells amazing. I can smell the leather, and it just comes with like a card here with some text written on it, which might have actually been written by Lydia. Actually, it could have been. Yeah. Okay. Really, very small. Thought it was going to be bigger. Have I ordered the right one? I thought it was going to be bigger than this. I don't know why. It looked bigger in the pictures. I hope I love it. I really hope I do. Okay, so dust bag. Oh, it's tiny. It's, how big is it? Let me compare it to the Constance. The Constance is bigger. Louis is literally looking at me right now. Why are you looking? Can you smell it? It smells so good of leather. Okay, that's my first impression. First impression so far. It's a lot smaller than I had it down for. And on me, I always thought I was 5'7", but I had my height done the other day and I'm actually 5'8". On me, I do think this probably is going to get lost on me a little bit. Maybe I should have gone for the next size up, but the next size up looked huge. And I didn't really want like a massive bag, but here we go. So I thought this was going to be more the size of, do you know how big I thought this was going to be? The size of the Birkin 25, is that what it's called? I thought it was going to be that size. This is more like that Kelly, the Hermes Kelly, the tiny one. This is more that kind of size. So it's got a loop on the back here. Let's open it and see what it's like on the inside. Oh, it's hard to get into. Okay, it's really hard to get into. I might have to, can I undo this? Oh no, you can't undo it. Now, actually, some of you told me this. I should have listened to you. Some of you said to me that you'd bought this and you couldn't get into it. That the opening is too tight, and I'm seeing that. Okay, so it comes with, let's have a look. Comes with a crossbody strap, and do you know what? I might not be able to work with this bag. I might have to swap it for a larger size. I think this is going to be way too small for me. Where's my phone? Okay, I don't actually have my proper big phone that's in the other room, but this is the mini, the iPhone mini 13. you can see how big this phone is compared to the bag. Oh, it's beautiful quality. The leather is supple, it is soft, but genuinely smaller than I thought. This is nice. Look at this, that's inside. Oh, it's a shame. It's got Fairfax and Favour written there. If this was the bigger one, look, my head is bigger than this bag. I don't think I'm going to be able to work with this. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed. And I wonder if I return it for the bigger one, I'm going to go on another waiting list, aren't I? Because thinking about it, I ordered this on the 30th of December 2025 and it turned up on the 6th of March 2026. And when I went on the website yesterday to check before doing this video, there are no stock left again. I think it's another wait list. Oh, it's beautiful, but it's just tiny. It's really, really tiny. And that opening, look at that, look at the opening. It's really narrow and the leather is so stiff, you can't, it's not easy, like, to get in and out. Do you know what this is? This is on par with, you know, the old Lady Dior's that have got a zipper on the top. That's how this feels. Okay, so what do I think? I think it's beautiful. I'm gonna get the larger size. I've decided I'm gonna swap it out for the larger size. This is beautiful, I love it, but I know I'm not gonna be able to work with this. I think as well with my height, I think this is gonna get completely lost on me. I think I need the larger one. I do think I need the larger one. Right, let's pack all this away nicely. Guys, if any of you bought this bag, I would love to actually get your thoughts on it. Beautiful bag, beautiful, but yeah, I feel like the pictures made it look a lot larger than it actually was. It's also got metal feet on the bottom, really gorgeous leather. I can definitely vouch for Fairfax and Favour quality. Their quality is always really, really good. I'm not disappointed I bought it. I'm glad I did, because now I know I want to get the larger size, and I definitely will get the larger size. Now I've had this, I love the design that Lydia's come up with. I love this little, it's almost like Birkin-esque crossed with a Kelly, like, I get it, I can see it, but it's just too small. Like, if I compare the size of my hand to this bag, and I don't have large hands, okay, I'm hoping that gives you an idea of the size of this bag. So let me just put it back in here. So yeah, as I say, I'm gonna buy it again, but in the larger size, which means being on another waiting list for God knows how long. Like, that took 3 months. Oh, it's a bit disappointing, actually. I'm a little bit disappointed. Yeah, a bit disappointed. Anyway, and that's not, I'm not casting shade on that bag. That bag is beautiful. I do recommend it. I just think go for the larger size. Unless you're very petite and that works for you, then go for that size. But that smaller size, it's not, as I say, in the pictures, to me, it looked a lot bigger than it actually is. I thought it was going to be Birkin 25 size. Whereas that's more like mini Kelly size. Right, so selling bags. Why is it on social media we see a lot of people selling bags over the last year or so? Well, I can talk from my own experience, my own opinion. So since around 2024, I've sold so many bags. And I think, you know how I said to you, I was like, I feel like something in me has changed. And I still love my designer, but my taste in designer has changed. I used to go for like a really big logo on something, and now that really doesn't float my boat. Like, I'm going for stuff like that Fairfax and Favour bag, where it's more simple and it's not got a big brand name on it, but it's very well made and it's very well designed. I'm going for like Hermes. I mean, who knew? I really like my Picotin. I know this one has got a big logo on it, but my Constance, just I'm going for things that are very different to anything that I ever thought I would be into. And a lot of people talk about security. Now, obviously when you're on the internet, you have to be extra careful. But, you know, I've told on my Patreon of stories to do with a neighbour who was followed back from Harrods, and that was a nightmare for her. It was very frightening, actually. She retold the story and it really freaked us out. And I do think, and with her, she's very glamorous and wears her designer stuff and wears all of her jewellery and wears her, like, watches, you know, and she was very glam that night because she'd been out and got followed home, and it was a terrible assault. And I do think that security has a big part to play in it, because even things like, if I'm going to go out on my own, I'm less likely to wear a designer bag. That's why I wanted to get the Fairfax Favour, because I want something that still looks chic, still looks well put together, is still well made, but I'm not going to be a huge target for it. That's really what I was after. And I think a lot of people are feeling the same way. But I think another big thing is that we are all growing up. You guys who watch, I know that you've watched a lot of the girls in this space who do luxury, and I know a lot of they have also been going on for a long time, and a lot of you have grown up with us. And just as you have changed, we have changed. And again, I can only speak for myself, but my desire to buy luxury, it's still there. Still obsessed with Luxury Promise. I've bought quite a lot from there recently. I am going to do a haul, don't you worry about that. But I think generally our tastes have changed, we've grown up, and priorities have changed as well. Now, you know, I sold my car earlier this year, and some of you said, was I disappointed at selling it? Actually, no. Do you know why? Because I bought the car in 2022, and in those 4 years, yeah, 4 years, I did 5,146 miles, which is not a lot at all. And that car was not a relaxing car to drive. It wasn't like previous Porsches I've had that have been really comfortable and just easy, and you just slop around in them and you pop down the shops. That GT3 was like a track car, and towards the end, I actually didn't like driving it. It used to make me nervous because I get people trying to race me in it, and I get a lot of like the wrong sort of attention in it, and all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I sold it because I sold it in January, and the last time I drove it was in October, and I drove it to get its service done. And David said to me, he was like, you've got all that money sat in the garage. You're not driving it, and why don't you just sell it and put the money, save it for a newer car, a different one, or put it towards the house. And that's what I've decided to do. So I'm going to put some of it towards the house and some of it towards my next car. And that's what I'm going to do. And the same thing goes with bags. Like, I've got other things that I would rather spend that money on than when I look at my closet and I have bags in there that haven't seen the light of day, some of them in years. And I think to myself, that is money sat there. That is money that I could be investing. So, like, we invest a lot. That's how we live. And I look at what I've got and I'm like, I can put that into the house, or I can take a trip somewhere, or I can invest that and double, triple, quadruple that money by investing. And that's more something that I'm looking at doing now. So, and I don't know whether that's the same case for other people, but that's definitely been the case for me. And I won't name you, but I actually know one of you, I hope you don't mind me saying, I'm sure you won't. I know one of you who is a big collector of Chanel and Dior, and you wrote to me 2 years ago, and you said to me, I've sold everything. And I couldn't believe it when you told me. I could not believe it. We were chatting and you said, by the way, I've sold all of it. It's all gone. And I was like, you did what? Like, I never thought I'd see the day. And it was the same for you. You were like, I don't know what happened. I just got older and something clicked in my head and I wasn't into it anymore. And when I used to carry like a Kelly or a Birkin, I felt like a massive target. And I wasn't really up for that anymore. So I sold it, and I think you got more into like jewellery pieces, but not like your Cartiers or or your Bulgaris or anything like that, more like independently made pieces. And again, you're somebody else I can think of, like many YouTubers as well, who have decided, that's it, I'm going to sell. And it's not to say we're not buying. Like I always say to you guys, please don't quote me and say I said I'm never buying anything again, because I've never said that, and I never would, because I always will buy things again. I still love luxury and I will continue to buy bags, but not on the scale that I used to, and not really those bags that have huge logos anymore. Like the Dior book tote with that huge, great big Christian Dior logo across the front doesn't do it for me anymore. I've got that bag, it's actually behind you at the moment, and I don't use it. And so this is, I think, maybe a case for other people. But if you are a YouTuber watching, or if you're not a YouTuber, if you're a viewer and you were a collector, or you still are, but you've sold like a large proportion of your collection, let me know in the comments, like, why have you done it? Are you trying to have a clear out? Are you doing different things with the money? Let me know. I would love to get your take on this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.